Welcome to the Clean Truck Check Referee Referral Appointment video. In this video, we will be showing you how to complete a referee appointment request inside of your Clean Truck Check account. So just a quick overview is that the Clean Truck Check Referee is an independent vehicle inspection partner with CARB and does inspections for CARB enforcement citations and vehicles with other compliance issues. Typically, if you'd like to read more about this, you can find the referee page on the Clean Truck Check webpage. So once we're logged into our Clean Truck Check account, we will know that we are in our vehicle account by seeing the My Entity button with a truck. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And just below all of our company information and vehicle information, there's a new tab called Referee Inspections. Once we open this, there's a brief introduction here. Basically, the VINs in this table have been flagged for referee inspections either by CARB or have been user initiated, meaning you have requested a referee appointment for one of the approved reasons. So there are a few different reasons that you may end up at a referee. Some may be like a motorhome conversion of a vehicle. Another one may be a fuel system retrofit verification, say, for example, changing from diesel to natural gas. And then another would be the state directed. So you will see referred by as one of the columns. The user initiated are any of the actions that you have gone through the system and chosen to have an appointment for that approved reason. If you are state directed or CARB directed, this could be for any of the enforcement reasons. So citations, notice to submit to testing, or a test result that came back as referee referral. So if a test is noted as a test result stating referee referral, you will see when in the vehicle account that it has been referred by CARB to be a referee. When this happens, you will actually receive an alert. So if we go to the very top and main menu, go to alerts, I'll show you an example of that right here. On October 1st, this VIN was flagged for referee test requirement. Further action is required. When we get this alert, that VIN has been added to that referee table in your vehicle account. So we'll go back, and again, if you see VINs in this section, action will be needed to be taken. I'll explain the different statuses here after, but we are going to go through the process of this VIN here, which was state directed for a referee inspection. So that's the VIN ending in 99334, and the instructions are here above. And I'm going to take you through that now. So we're going to go to the very top. We're going to go to main menu and forms, open up a new form. There are two form types right now. There's a referee appointment request. That's the one we will click on. It opens up a new form. It will pull in your entity information. Go down to save and continue. And here you fill in the vehicle information. So this was the VIN ending in 99334. If I have a very large VIN list, I can actually search just by typing a portion of the VIN here, and it will narrow it down for me. So I select the VIN, I will fill in the vehicle information. And click next. And here is where we have the referee action types. Again, this is going to be a state directed referee inspection because that's where this VIN was referred to. Down in this list, you have all of the other options as well. Each of those appointment types will have their own specific checklist that you need to follow in order to have an approved appointment request. So be sure that you follow the checklist, which is going to come up right now. So before you check the action list, you'll notice this is an empty section here. As soon as I click on that, there's a link. This will take me to the checklist. So when I do that, it will take you to a checklist page here. This is the specific page and checklist for a state-directed referee inspection. So I'll click the download button here. The document will be saved to my computer. And this is now an editable PDF. So in here, I can actually go through the checklist as I do it. Each checklist will be different for the appointment type that you have. Please be sure you follow that exactly. If any documents are missing or are not able to be viewed or legible, it may result in a rejected request, and then you will have to re-upload the documents so that the referee can actually review and approve the request. In these forms, there are buttons that have previews of what you're looking for. So for example, this was a citation or an NST. If I click on this button, it will give me a preview of what that looks like. So any of these will work. And the emissions control label is another one here. So if there's an emissions control label request, this is a link that will take you to a card page that will explain to you what the emissions control label is and give you sample photos. So here is your ECL page. Plenty of examples of what it is. The emissions control label is something that is on the engine and has that specific information, and it tells us a lot about what engine is in that vehicle. So when that is required, if you needed information, it's all in here. Going back to this page, we are going to scroll down and assume that I have taken care of all of these photos. And if we need to add comments, we can add comments down here. And we can save this file. Everyone's PDF system will be a little bit different, but I do have the option of save on my computer, and hit save. This will now save this to my location. I will name this with the entity account name in front of the checklist type and hit save. Once I've done that, I can close this window and go back to my referee appointment form. I now need to choose the location that is best for me. These are the referee locations that are available. Go ahead and click the one that's most appropriate for you. Click next. In step 4 is where we will upload all of those photos and documents and supporting documentation that is required by the checklist. If somehow you missed the link in step 3 for your checklist, it will be also provided in step 4. This will take you to the same page that the link in step 3 did. You will need that checklist in order to be sure you have the information you need for the referee to efficiently review your request. So in the upload section of the form, we're going to click Actions, Add New. And we have just 2 files for an example, but many checklists will have more. And I will find my file here, attach. I will wait to ensure that it says successfully uploaded, very important, and I will upload. I will go back and I'm going to now include my ECL for this VIN. If I have the VIN, it might help to type it in, but you can describe the file as appropriately as you can. So there's my ECL file, again, uploaded successfully. Now for today's purposes, we're going to imagine I have all of my photos and documentation here in this list. If I made any mistakes, I can click Actions and I can either remove the document or I can edit the document. For example, the name is incorrect, or if I need to replace the file, I can do that by clicking Browse one more time. Go back and maybe this is the file I meant to upload. I can replace it with that. Be sure to review all of your files here. Once you're satisfied with that, you can click Next. And you will click and submit the form here. For today's purposes, I'm not going to submit the form, but you will submit the form. And when we do, we will go back to the home page. So we'll close this window and we'll go back to the My Entity section of the account to check on the status of our requests. Now here we will have 4 possible request statuses. We will have approved, pending review, additional information required, and denied. So pending review is what will happen first. This means that the CARB referee will actually have to manually review your documents. Once they've done so, you will have one of the other statuses for your appointment. Approved. If approved, you will receive an email and an alert in the account. The email will come from the CARB referee email address, and it will give you further instructions of how to show up to your appointment and take care of what you need to do. If you have questions once you receive that email from the referee, please email that referee directly in a reply to that email. Once you're at that stage, the appropriate contact is the referee. If you have missing documentation, or if you have documentation that was illegible or something was wrong, you will get an additional information required status. Now, what this means is that the referee has reviewed, something is wrong and missing. To get back into this and to edit or add documents that were missing, you will click on the referee request number. So to do that, we just click on it, and it will take me back into the form. And in that, the referee will leave you comments if required in the comments section here. You can also add your comments at the end of your status. If I was missing a document, I would upload it here, and then I would resubmit the form, and that will go for review again. So once we've done that, we're going to go back, and we're going to imagine that this has gone under review and has been approved. If it has the status of denied, you're going to need to request a new form and appointment request altogether. So if there is anything else that is a question you have regarding the process inside of your account, please email hdim@arb.ca.gov. Again, if you are in the approved status and have already received the email from the referee, please respond to the referee's email directly and communicate with the referee, as they will be the appropriate party to help you. Thank you very much, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.